morning, Build It Big. It is Tuesday. I actually know what day it is today. And I think that's because we had a long weekend. And I got to spend so much time resting with my family. Oh, should have gone already. Sorry, guys. I'm going to wait a second to see if some peeps are popping on. Hopefully I'm on the right page, because there would be that issue. See if anybody's going to pop on this morning. Anyone? Yes, no, maybe so. Oh, there we go. One person's popping on. Good morning. If anybody else is popping on, say hello. Good morning. All right. Hopefully I'm on the Build It Big page. And I am coming at you this morning to talk to you guys about leaders and how to identify them. Say good morning to me if you're just popping on. Tag your friends, tag your teamies. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. So last night we did our training on systems. So if you did not catch that training, it is up on the OG Boss Babes YouTube channel. So the recording and everything is down below or in the page in the comments. Say good morning to me if you're popping on. So if you didn't watch that, I would definitely say you need to watch that ASAP, because those are all of the things that have changed my business. So I wanted to talk to you guys about how to identify leaders and some coaching call tips. So if you are doing Build It Big, that tells me that you really want to grow in your business. If you're just popping on, say hey to me. Please tell me I'm on the Build It Big page. The struggle has been real this morning. So I wanted to talk to you guys about that. So when it comes to identifying leaders, there's a few things that you need to look for. And as a leader, it's definitely a skill that you have to learn to acquire to actually have eyes on these people. Because if you're not putting eyes on these people, if you are not looking for their potential, if you are just sitting up there at the top and not really like diving deep to find these people, I'm going to promise you that you're going to lose them. And that's one of the worst things that can happen, is losing someone who had a lot of potential in your downline because you weren't identifying them as a leader, or they weren't feeling valued, etc. So as a leader, or as someone who's like open to doing coaching calls, etc., it is a skill that you have to acquire. It's not something that Chloe just woke up and is good at. It's not something that I woke up and I'm good at. I'm awful at it. But you know what? Like, I have value that I can bring to people. And so I've just got to find that value. So when it comes to identifying leaders, there's a few things that you definitely need to look at. Number one, if you don't know how to pull reports on your workstation, we need to talk and we need to figure that out, number one. So you go to your reporting tab. Everybody knows where the reporting tab is. And when you click on that, there's going to be lots of different things. I think it says view performance after that, because we used to have a performance tab. But anyway, you want to click that, and then you want to click view leadership team or something. I can't even remember. I can't screen share right now because I'm obviously in the car. You need to click view leadership report. And once you do that, that is going to pull up every single person that's in your downline. And there's numerous different things that you need to look at. I usually start off by ascending my GWV, meaning I want the highest GWV at the top, and I look from there, and I want to look and see who is upcoming for a promotion, okay? And you've got to know what the promotions look like to be able to pull those reports and actually make sense of them. You need to know that lead is 500, 1,000, and one active frontline, etc. So I pull that. I also pull new recruits, and you can do all of these things at the top of your columns. You can ascend them or descend them. So you want to identify by GWV. That's important when you're looking at promotions. But when you're looking at individual people, you want to look at recruits. You want to look at active frontline, which you can also ascend. And you also want to look at PRV. So all of those different things you can pull right there at the workstation. And those are things just on your regular tab. And then over to the left, you're going to see things like Shooting Star, Essential to Certified, and Sensational Start. You can also create other reports, but those are already created for you on the left-hand side. So you want to pull all of those, because if someone's hitting Shooting Star, if someone is earning Sensational Start, if they're getting certified in their first month, those are all people that you need to have eyes on. Because if you're not having eyes on them as a leader, truth be told, a lot of other people, you can't expect anybody else to do that. And I want you guys to realize that once you continue to grow your business and grow your team, you are going to have people in your downline that sponsor someone. They may even be your frontline, and they sponsor someone and then they do nothing with them. Unfortunately, that's not the way that I feel like it should be. I feel like as a sponsor, you have a responsibility to these people to help them and to show them the way. But I'm going to be honest, not everybody does that. So as a leader of your team, you have that ability to work past just your frontline. You can also, in the performance tab under the leadership report, you can also do it by level. And so you can ascend it, and it'll say 1. If there's a 1 next to their name, like all the way to the left, I think it says generation, which isn't going to matter until you have directors underneath you, but levels will matter. So you can ascend your levels, and if there's a 1, that means that they are your frontline. You personally sponsored them, or they rolled up to you. So if you've never had anyone roll up to you, that basically means that they were sponsored by someone below you. Like for instance, I'm going to use my friend Robin as an example. Robin sold Scentsy. I sponsored her, and she decided that it wasn't for her. But the people that she had personally sponsored, because she left, rolled up to me, and now I am their frontline. So it's like I personally sponsored them. I am now responsible for them as my frontline. Okay? So looking at that level is important. Now, when it comes to identifying leaders and doing coaching calls and things like that, you do not have to stop at just your front line. I have definitely coached people that are farther down the line from me just because either their sponsor just wasn't doing coaching calls, or they weren't getting what they needed. I say this though, don't just go be a crazy person and overstep your boundaries and coach every single person on your team, because I'm going to tell you what, you are going to get to the point where you have 555 people and you're not going to be able to go and coach all of them. You need to coach your leaders to coach. Now, if your people are not coaching, then you can politely tell them, hey girl, I see some people underneath you that are really like hungry and ready to rise. Do you mind if I get on a coaching call with them? Because you want to leave that open communication. You don't want anybody to ever feel like you are overstepping their boundaries. If they are willing to coach, then tell them to coach. Maybe they don't know that they should be having coaching calls because they're not a director yet. And some people feel like if they're not a director, they shouldn't be doing coaching calls. And that is 100% wrong. And I was wrong in that fact. And I know that I started my business that way. I wasn't doing one-on-one coaching. And I'm going to tell you right now that one-on-one coaching is some of the best, not directly income producing, but as a leader, that is where you are going to see your most value come from, is coaching your people, because it's personalized to them. It's personalized to things that they need and things that they feel like they need to work on. So even if you're a certified consultant and you've only sponsored one person, you need to be doing coaching calls, because I can't tell you where my business would be if I had been doing them. And I'm sad that I didn't, but I'm going to change it now. And I don't mean just go onto this page and download all those coaching forms and start sending them out to your people. You need to do AIM. You've got to do AIM to completely understand. These are some tips, but this is not the program. I did not create that program, and I ran through that program as a STAR director with some people on my team. And it was a 6-week program. You do not have to take 6 weeks to do it, since all of the content is already there. You take it as you go, okay? So here's some tips for pulling people as leaders. Sometimes, even if they are a really, really high performer, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be a rock star, in the fact of some people are just not coachable. Some people feel like they know everything. Some people feel like they don't need any help. And I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that those are the people that are going to stay stuck. And you don't need to waste your time on people who are not willing to be coached. So if you try and coach someone and they're just not willing to put in the work, or they don't want to coach with you, don't hold value in that. It has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them. So high performance is a good indicator, but it also doesn't mean that they're going to show up and do the work that they need to do. One thing I really want to stress about coaching calls and pulling people is, a lot of times people that are freaking killing it don't even know they're killing it. Like, they have no idea, because they don't know what's great. I mean, a lot of times these people come out of nowhere and they've just joined and they're freaking killing it, and they don't know that. So we have to not do them a disservice and let them know that they're killing it. Even if they haven't sponsored anyone yet, you can still coach with them, guys. You can 100% still coach with them, because they don't know how to sponsor. They just joined. They need that coaching from you to know that, number one, that they're doing well, and number two, so that they can find some value in that. But the people who really think that they're freaking killing it probably aren't killing it, because they aren't ready to be coached. And if you're not coachable, you are not going to grow in this business. If you are a director or a leader on here and you are not doing coaching calls with your upline, we got to get it together. Like, we've got to get it together, because if you aren't doing coaching, how can you expect anybody to want to coach with you? And that's just being honest. Like, you've got to do the work and show up and be there. I still coach with Chloe. Like, I'm not up here at STAR Director thinking I know it all, because I don't know it all. And you have to have the insight of other people. This is the most important thing that I want you guys to remember. The potential of your business, or the growth of your business, or the height of your business, or whatever, lies in the strength of your people, not in the strength of you. Your people are going to build your business. You, yes, are going to build your business by bringing your people in and still doing all of the income producing things. But your business is not going to grow if you do not grow the people. You have got to consistently be growing the people for your business to grow. That is what network marketing is about. That is what success is going to look like, growing your people. I know after you've worked all day, if you work a 9-to-5 like me, that it's so hard to want to coach somebody because you feel like you have nothing else left to give. But I promise you, it's 15 minutes of your time. They're going to feel valued. You're going to feel better. Your people are going to feel better. And even introverts can do this and survive. I promise I've not died once I've started doing these coaching calls, and I promise you that you are going to find success, because your leaders and your people that you're coaching, they don't know what they don't know. Think about it. When you start a brand new job, when you just started Scentsy, you didn't know what you didn't know, right? These people don't know what they don't know. Even directors, even STAR directors, we don't know what we don't know. Like, we can't always say what we need help in, because we may not know what we need help in. Like, just because you may be, I don't want to say ignorant, but like, you might not know. And that's okay. So You have to find the people that may have some untapped potential. So if you have people who are always commenting on your team page and giving more than they take, and you see that they're tuning into your training videos, that tells me that they have some untapped potential. That tells me that they're hungry. That tells me that they want to learn more. And if they're doing that, those are the kinds of people that you need to be coaching. Because you have to ask yourself, who on your team has untapped potential, or who do you feel like could rise? Why do you think that they could rise? Such as they have high PRV, they're hitting sensational start, they're recruiting, they're tuning into trainings. So who they are, why you think they are ready, are going to be successful, and what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Are you going to sit up there at the top and never coach anybody? Because if that's what you're going to do, it's not great. Like, it's not great. Bailey said, if you're a leader and you feel like you don't have anything to give, find someone that will tell you otherwise. 100%, Bailey. Like, and I know one of our tasks this week was finding an accountability partner. If you still don't have one, we need to get you paired up with somebody, because those are the people that kick me in the tail. And I didn't feel like working yesterday because I had watched my kids all day. And you know what? Chloe texted me and was like, hey, just wanted to update you on what I've done for my business. And I was like, oh shit, I got to get it together. And I sponsored someone yesterday. And I followed up and got a bunch of sales for June 1st. So like, you need somebody to do that. Now, when it comes to coaching, I know for me, I was a little bit discouraged because a lot of the people that were reaching out for coaching, not Bailey, obviously, but some other people that were reaching out for coaching were like either certified or lead. And I'm like, why are my star consultants or my superstar consultants not wanting to coach with me? And I got really like hung up on that. And you have to let that go. Do not worry about the people who aren't willing to like put in the time and the effort to coach with you. Worry about the ones that are, okay? Because you need to recruit and train for the present and for the future. If all I do is focus on my superstar consultants or my star consultants right now, when they promote to director, then I'm going to have nothing to pull from later, right? And it took me like taking a step back to realize that. Like, I'm going to 100% coach all of the people that are like getting close to director and really wanting that. I need to do that. But I also need to reach down and find those rock stars that maybe haven't been identified yet. Or find those certified consultants that really want to promote to lead. Find those lead consultants that are working their tail off and getting paid at title. And reach down so that you are recruiting constantly, because you always need to be bringing in new people. And that you're training and coaching for the present, for now, and for the future. Because if you're not, your funnel is going to eventually close up. And when I say close up, I mean, if I promote 2 directors next month and then all the rest of my people are lead and certified, it's going to be a longer time for me to see the fruits of my labor. And I'm not saying that because I want everybody to promote to director, but I'm not saying that because I want to make money off people. I'm saying it because most people that join this business want to be a director and they want to be a leader. And I know for me, I got really hung up in only wanting to coach the people that were already there. And we can't do that. We have to coach for now and for the future. So if you feel like you don't have any leaders per se, guys, go coach your certified consultants and help them get to lead. Use this $15 join special, because I can promise you right now that I don't see this ever coming back. I can't believe they even did it. And I am praising God every single day for this $15 join special. But I'm going to tell you right now, someone will message you on June 1st wanting to join for $15. They do it every year. Somebody will message me on June 1st wanting a Cincy Go special. They do it every year. Anytime a special's gone, they come back the day after it ends. And you want to know why? It's because I didn't do a good job of marketing it and reaching out to my people and letting all the people know. But I'm going to tell you right now that if you don't ask them to join, I'm going to ask them to join. Or Chloe or Bailey or somebody else is going to ask them to join. And then you can't be mad when they join someone else's team if you didn't ask them. Right? So, coach your people. Know that you have something to bring to the table. Everybody doesn't know everything. Everybody has strengths and weaknesses. Play off of your strengths, or get someone to say, hey, this star consultant wants to coach with me, this, and this. What can I even say to her to focus on? If you're really like not sure, ask a friend in Scentsy what advice you could give them. It's okay. Use the coaching call tip sheet. Have that in front of you when you're coaching somebody. If you get caught up, take notes before you go and coach them about the things that you want to say. That's why they fill out the coaching forms, guys. It's okay. You just have to do it. And the last thing I'm going to say about the coaching calls, Chloe has uploaded every single one of them. If you are very much on the go, there's numerous different ways that you can do that. You can save those PDF files to your computer and just email them to the people, and they can just type like in the email back to you if that's how you want to do it. Or you can go and create yours on Google Drive, and then it automatically, you can just send it to them right away. I literally go on my Google Drive, I pick which form, I type in their email, the form is created already. I spent the time to do that. And then it gets sent back to me when they fill it out, and it all like pops up in an Excel spreadsheet. And so it's so easy for me to see where they've been, because most of my people are coaching with me at least for a second time now. So I can see, okay, well, I coached her in March and this is where she was, and now I'm coaching her in May. Let's see where this growth is. And it's super easy for me to see, and I'm not having to like search through my email. So if you don't know how to use Google Drive, Justin has a training on it, but you can also YouTube it. YouTube how to make a Google form. Once you make one, it's going to be so simple. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Do not go and recreate the wheel. Do not go and ask some BS questions. Use the questions that Chloe and Justin have given you. Use them. And then as you continue to coach, if you need to add things in, you can do that. But I didn't go and add a bunch of coaching questions in that they weren't using. Why? Because they know what the hell they're doing. And so that's why I'm using exactly what they gave me. I'm not going and recreating something because I think I can do it better. I'm following their lead and doing what I know works. And now that I've been coaching, and I realize that one of the things that is really being missed is that people didn't do the AIM program and they don't know how to coach. So I added that in on one of my forms. I added in, have you completed AIM? So if they haven't completed AIM, you best believe that that's going to be one of their focuses on our coaching call. You need to do AIM because you need to be coaching with your people. Okay? And the last thing I'm going to say, I think I already said that, is do not just rely on posting on your team page about opening up for coaching calls. So I do that, but I'm going to tell you right now that that is not the way that I get a lot of my coaching set up. What I always do at the beginning of the month is I will email my frontline and ask my frontline first who wants to coach with me. And my directors first. I always want to you want to start at the top and trickle your way down. So you can absolutely post on your team page and say, hey, I have coaching at these times, comment if you want it. Well, everybody knows that Facebook gets really, really overwhelming if you're in a lot of groups. So you can absolutely do that. But I'm going to tell you, Chloe never does that. Chloe pulls her reports, and then she finds some people and reaches out to them and says, hey babe, I was pulling reports and I had my eyes on you. I see that you are rocking it out. I would love to do some one-on-one coaching with you. It's just 15 minutes of your time. Is that something that interests you? So give them a compliment. Let them know that you were looking at numbers and you spotted them, and that you're willing to give some of your time. Do not just rely on them to reach out to you, because it's scary, right? If you've ever had to reach out to your upline because you didn't know something, and you get in your head, if you have anxiety and you're like, I don't want to reach out, I don't want to ask her, I might die. Well, you're not going to die, number one. But number two, it is sort of scary to reach out to people. Or you might be like, oh, I don't want everybody to know that I want to coach, or whatever it is. People come up with we come up with the craziest reasons in our head. Don't feel like you can only post. Email from your workstation, or guys, you have everybody in your downline's phone number. Get their phone number and voice text them. Or text them and tell them that you have these coaching times available. A lot of times people feel like coaching is, especially if you've never done a coaching call, or you're like getting reached out to by your upline for a coaching call, you feel really nervous because you feel like they're just going to tell you all the things that you're doing wrong. And I can promise you, if that's how you're coaching, you're doing it wrong, because we're not perfect, and I never coach with somebody to tell them all the things that they're doing wrong. Absolutely not. Honestly, when they fill out that coaching form, they know the things that they need to improve on, and they already kind of talk to you about it, and you just give them different perspectives. And I can't tell you the amount of times that I've been coaching with people and I get ideas from them like, hell yeah, that is a great idea. And that's where true leadership comes in, is the collaboration and all of that. So does anybody have any questions about coaching? If you have not added yourself to the AIM 2008 coaching group that was posted, you need to add yourself now, and you need to go through and do the training. Do not just use these forms and decide that it's time. It's only going to take you a few hours to go through the course, because there's just 6 weeks of videos, so it's okay. But you need to do that first. And if you're not doing coaching calls, we've got to get you doing coaching calls, guys. I was the world's biggest excuse maker when it came to coaching. Don't be me. Don't make the same mistakes. But I love y'all. I hope you have a good day, and I hope this was helpful. Bye.